Welcome to HCtv, brought to you by Hitchin Creative and produced by Lucid Dream Pictures.
Hitchin Creative is a community interest company that aims to discover, develop, support and promote all aspects of the arts in Hitchin and the surrounding area. You can find more info at hitchincreative.co.uk, and please take a moment to follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Hitchin Creative. Also, we'd be most grateful if you could subscribe to this YouTube channel, as that would really help us grow and develop.
Yes, indeed. The important stuff.
The important stuff. It is, yeah. I think I wrote in a post to one of the social medias that we will promise not to bang on about subscribing to this channel once we get over 50.
Yeah.
But it is that magic 50 that allows YouTube allows us to do a live stream, and we'd really like to do some live stuff further down the line, which could be fun because then you guys can interact and ask questions if we have guests, etc.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, is us doing kind of live episodes. But it's not, I mean, it's nice to be able to do it like this and just be able to tell you what is going on in Hitchin. And where are we now? May.
This is May. We're going to talk about stuff coming up in Hitchin and surrounding areas.
Yes.
Because there's some stuff in Letchworth, I think, stuff happening in Whitwell. In May. So what have you been doing since we last chatted?
Well, where are we now? So we're kind of at the end of April. It's been Easter time. So I've been
a bit of a write-off.
Yeah. Easter holidays, really.
Yeah.
So it's all been about just doing Eastery things and being on holiday and not getting much done in terms of like your own projects, because it's Easter holidays and you've got kids and you've got to kind of do all that stuff.
It's a big chunk of time, and it's sort of, for me, it tends to, even though it's 2 weeks or so of the holiday, it kind of writes the month off to a certain extent. Getting into things, I don't know, I'm a bit like that. It's
but we're coming back out of it now, and we've kind of, from a Hitchin Creative point of view, there's so much happening. And I know every episode I bang on about this, but there's Hitchin Festival is coming up.
Very soon.
So with that coming up, the deadline for that is actually the day we're recording this. So that's the deadline for getting stuff submitted for Hitchin Festival. However, there is a bit of leeway. So people have got time. There is still time. If you want to submit stuff for Hitchin Festival, for the programme to be in the programme this year, there is still time for that. Don't let the deadline, the official deadline, put you off. Go to hitchinfestival.co.uk to submit your things, and we can have a nice full programme of things for Hitchin Festival.
Amazing. And there will also, I think we're going to talk a little bit later, or mention where you can also sign up for a stall for Hitchin Creative Day, which kicks off the festival. At the, well, we'll talk, I was trying to think off the top of my head what the date for that was, and it wasn't coming to me.
I know it's the end of June. I know it's right at it's the last Saturday in June.
But we'll come to that later. But we should probably crack on, and the first thing we are going to talk about is Makespace. We talk quite a lot about Makespace, but there's a good reason for that, and that's because Makespace do a lot of stuff. They're constantly running workshops, constantly having little exhibitions and stuff. It's a little hidden gem of Hitchin. And also, it happens to be their 1 year anniversary. Kim started that place a year ago.
That's mad.
And they've had a special exhibition of work from lots and lots of different local artists to celebrate that. And here is Kim talking about that.
Excellent.
Hello Hitchin, so I'm Kim, this is my studio Makespace. So we've got an open exhibition at the moment, beautiful paintings by lots of different people who have applied. So I've been open for a year, and the exhibition is to celebrate being open for a year. When I set this up, I wanted it to be a community project. I didn't want it to just be me and my work and my teaching. And I think it's the sort of thing that I wanted when I was an artist setting out. And it felt like a bit of a gap in the market, somewhere to sell things, somewhere to teach workshops, somewhere to meet people, just somewhere nice to hang out and be creative. I think it's really important that people have somewhere to express themselves and meet friends, just somewhere kind of casual and fun. And this exhibition is just to celebrate being open for a year and make it really inclusive so that everyone feels that they're part of it. I've got nearly 50 artists, which is amazing. We had a fantastic open night, so thanks everyone who came along to that. It was brilliant. The exhibition runs until the 14th of May, so we're open 6 days a week, 10 till 4. We're only shut on Mondays, so do come by. Some of the other artists that have got work in here are going to be in here looking after it. So it might not be me, you might meet another lovely artist. So yeah, we do workshops. So we're going to be doing workshops as part of the open exhibition. So I'm going to be teaching a painting workshop and a lino cut workshop during it. We're going to do drop-in stuff for kids. Loads of workshops throughout the exhibition. So have a look at my Instagram, which is makespace.art. So we're in West Alley in Hitchin, which is between the Waitrose and the Market Square. So just before you get to the arcade. On my Instagram, there's a little highlight reel that's got ways to get here. So we're number 3, West Alley, next door to Cassie, who's a painter in Paris. She does pottery throwing workshops. We've got Hitchin's Brick Lane at the top of the road, second-hand clothes, and we've got various other clothes shops up here. So it's like Brighton in Hitchin, really. It's like creative and fun. They're like little beach hut kind of buildings. So yeah, come by.
So that was Kim there talking about Makespace and their 1-year anniversary exhibition, which runs till the 14th of May. I think she mentioned that.
It's my birthday.
Is it?
Yeah.
It runs. Well, it has to stop on your birthday because obviously the rest of Hitchin then explodes in celebration.
This is it. So not that I'm dropping that in there, but it is my birthday on the 14th of May. Now, following that, and I don't know why I'm saying following that because it's not relevant to that, but as we were talking about earlier, is what
nice segue, Glenn.
As we were talking about earlier, Hitchin Creative Day is the thing that launches Hitchin Festival. It's the thing that we've been doing as a Hitchin Creative since we started, and it's kind of grown and grown each year. That happens on the...
It's something like, it's the last... I should have put the date down.
I'm trying to think what it is, and I'm going to look at my calendar to
Let's have a look what it is. While I say you can be part of Hitchin Creative
28th.
28th, Saturday the 28th.
Saturday the 28th of June.
And then it kicks off a month of Hitchin Festival, doesn't it? And basically Hitchin Creative Day is a time where we take over the town centre, take over the Market Square area and round that area with stalls and all sorts of things of creative people, crafts, art, theatre. Yeah. Everyone has a stall and it's a lovely creative thing. Music, lots of live music and stuff like that
this year, which is nice.
If you want to have a stall at Hitchin Creative Day, and I believe there are still some available, but get in quick. The deadline for application is Friday, the 2nd of May, which is, I think, this coming Friday. There will be a link to the form in the description of this video. Click that link, fill it out, and apply to have yourself a stall there if you're lucky enough.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, that would be... it'd be great to kind of fill it up, but we had a really successful one last year. We had so many stalls, but it'd be nice to kind of be even bigger.
Even bigger and better. Every year get bigger and better.
So what is happening in and around Hitchin in May? That's the question I'm asking you.
Do you want me to tell you what's happening? Well, do you know what? Letchworth Open Exhibition is happening again. They did this last year, maybe the year before. It's at Broadway Gallery in Letchworth, above the Wetherspoons pub, I believe, if you don't buy in their lovely old arcade.
Yep.
And submissions are open to be part of the biggest celebration of Hertfordshire's creative talent at the Letchworth Open Exhibition. I'm reading that directly from their website. That is their blurb. The exhibition runs from Wednesday the 11th of June to Saturday the 26th of July, so a nice long exhibition. The Letchworth Open Exhibition welcomes artists from all disciplines, including painting, photography, sculpture, applied arts, digital media. The submission deadline is midnight Friday the 9th of May, so again in just a few days' time. There'll be a link in the description of this video where you can find information about that, more information, and apply on how to get stuff in. I was very, very tempted to do that myself, but I don't think I can get a piece of photography or something in time for the submission. They want to know in the application what piece it is and what size and everything, and I'm like, oh my god, I'll need to figure out what one. So I think I might start thinking about it for next year. That's about the time scale I need.
It's that you've got all that procrastination to do.
I've got to do a lot of procrastination before jumping in spontaneously and putting some piece of work in. But it looks really cool. I know people who have had work displayed last year. It's a lovely space there, space.
Then also at the moment, and it's just kind of nearing its end, the Living Theatre, who are based in Whitwell, they are currently doing a fundraiser to raise money for compost toilets. The aim is to build 2 compost loos on site to enable them to further achieve their charitable aims. I mean, it's a great idea. Installing compost toilets would be a way to it's reducing their carbon footprint.
Absolutely.
increases their financial viability and opens up a kind of wider scope of events and activities, I guess, that all kind of meet their charitable objectives.
Exactly. It's a great little place, a great theatre, and I think this will, even though raising money for toilets is a sort of not the first thing you think of as a good use of money, but actually it's a great use of money, and the cost of them having to hire in portaloos every time they do shows, and the environmental footprint on that is huge. So I think having their own permanent compost toilets, it just makes them a better user space, Functional Creative. In fact, let's not talk about it, let's hear from them directly.
Hello.
Hello.
We're here from the Living Theatre, and this is our crowdfunding page to raise money to build compost toilets.
So this is the Living Theatre. This tree, this grass that you can't actually see, but the grass we're sat on is the Living Theatre. There's normally a lot more people than this when we have shows and stuff, but we host a whole range of events here.
From theatre events to art workshops, yoga classes, and much more.
And we also have loads of volunteer days. So we run in a very community focused way. And we also have mentorship woven into all of our projects. So we have industry professionals working with new creatives, helping give people a step up into the artistic industry. And also, very importantly, we work in as a sustainable way as possible. We believe that not just the connection of nature and the outdoors is important for your mental health, but it's also important for engaging people in their natural environment and encouraging them to protect it.
If we can build compost toilets, we'll no longer have to hire our toilets. Now, hiring toilets is not only expensive and pretty unsustainable, but it also means that we can focus our work on doing small-scale events that don't need to cover those toilets. It also means that this space can be available for the public to use, especially for young people who are developing their creative practice.
And so, £4,000 might sound like a lot. However, we have a lot of followers out there, and if all of you just donated £3.50, the price of probably now quite a cheap coffee, we would be there and we would hit our target. So please share this, please donate if you can. It doesn't have to be a large amount, even 50p helps go towards the cause. So thank you for watching this video. You'll be hearing a lot more from us over this campaign, and hopefully we see you at one of our events.
So that was the Living Theatre. There'll be more details in the description, but the deadline for being involved in that is Wednesday the 30th of April, so really soon.
Really soon again, so chuck some money their way so they can get that done. And what else is happening? Well, Hitchin Library's Artist in Residence kicks off, I think, this coming month.
That's very cool. Is this the first time they've done this?
I think it might be. It might be. I've not heard of it before, and it's not just Hitchin Library; it's other libraries as well. But Alexa Loy will be the artist in residence at Hitchin Library in May. Alexa is an experienced, established local artist specialising in painting and photography, and she's definitely worth checking out. And during May, she will be hosting artistic events of all ages and abilities, inspiring creativity in all who visit the library.
She's a fantastic local artist.
She's great. She's a great photographer, and she's now moved into creating these wonderful paintings that she does. And she's got a whole bunch of different workshops and things happening during the month of May in conjunction with Hitchin Library. Here are just a few, but you need to go to the website because they're all throughout May. But on Saturday the 10th of May, 2 to 4 p.m, people of Hitchin drop in. So that doesn't say much, but I think that is something.
The people of Hitchin can drop in
and do some art, I believe. But on Monday, the 12th of May at 10 till 12 p.m, mindful drawing workshop. And then on Saturday, the 17th of May at 10:15 till 12:15, artists, animals, birds of Hitchin drop in. So again, probably going through, doing some sketching and drawing and painting. Great stuff. There is loads more, so check out the website. The link will be in the description. I found it a little tricky to find the actual artist in resident page by just going to because Hitchin Library doesn't necessarily have its own web page. It's like Hertfordshire Libraries. Then you have to drill down, find Hitchin Library, then find artist in resident. But we'll put the link in the description. and you're good to go. What else is happening? Is there
What else
stuff happening?
There's so much stuff. The thing is, we can never get through everything that's actually happening in Hitchin on this video because it would be like an hour.
It would just be a very long, dry listing.
I mean,
of
even this feels like we're really drilling into the detail of just a few of the events that are happening. But Hitchin Art Club are back for the first of their 2025 triannual open air exhibitions. That's in the arcade, so you can go there and you can browse artworks from one of the UK's oldest established art clubs. They really are. I mean, they're fantastic. The exhibition takes place in the arcade, right in the centre of town, just off of the Market Square, if you don't know where that is, and that's on Saturday the 3rd of May between 9 and 4, and you can find more info about that at hitchinartclub.co.uk.
Good stuff. And opening this week, in fact, I think tomorrow night, if this video goes out on time, at the Queen Mother Theatre in Hitchin, is Blackbird by David Harrower. David Harrower.
Yes.
Opens tomorrow, runs till Saturday the 3rd of May at the QMT studio.
Yes, indeed. And then there's more theatre. There's always more theatre.
Lots of theatre.
There's loads of theatre happening. The Market Theatre is currently showing a play called The Holiday. That runs until Saturday the 3rd of May, and that is followed 2 weeks later by a farcical adult comedy, The Roman Romp, which runs from the 15th to the 24th of May.
Back-to-back theatre.
Yes, indeed.
At the Market Theatre.
And we should mention briefly, I mean, there's so much to mention, but there are regular comedy clubs, jazz clubs, various things running. Just to mention briefly, Mostly Comedy, which runs every month at the Town Hall, is restarting their More Than Mostly Comedy podcasts. And they're doing, they do these online sometimes with artists, or they do them on stage as well. And they have their first one online on the 1st of May when they're joined by comedian Rosie Holt. So you can go to mostlycomedy.co.uk to find out more information on that, and you can buy tickets, and I think you can join the Zoom call and listen to them interviewing and add your questions and stuff. So it's kind of interactive, so it's a cool thing to do.
Cool, good stuff. So much stuff, and we keep saying we need to keep these shows under 20 minutes, or preferably 10 minutes. No idea, probably way too long. But also, we don't want the shows just to be a big, long listing show, do we? No. So we are working on getting some more interviews or chats, or just making the show just a bit more like South Bank Show meets Loose Women, I'm thinking. Is that a vibe? South Bank Show meets Loose Women, yeah. We need to be out and about. We need to be out and about in town. That's the thing, isn't it? That is the thing. That is the thing. Getting in there. So please subscribe to this show, because that does make us feel like you want us to continue doing this. I mean, don't subscribe if you think we should just knock this on the head, which is also a valid opinion, which we will probably ignore for a while. As we say, once we get to over those 50 subscribers, we can then start having a bit more fun with this and doing some live stuff. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Hopefully we'll see you next time. We will. We will see you next time. Definitely see you next time.